is all that's left of us. But only if you ever worry. While the signs were clear, they had no idea. You just get used to living in fear. Or give up when you can't even picture your future.
What's up YouTube, Evan from Epic Duel Time here doing a commentary on a Duel video for you guys. This is between Dino Rabbit on the left by Vincent and Six Sams played by Eli on the right. Vincent opens up with a pot of duality revealing an MST, Cabazals, and Compulse. And he selects the Cabazals, adding it to his hand and shuffling the other two cards back into his deck. I want to take a quick second to apologize. We didn't get a real video out last week. For those of you who might have spotted it, we did have a Mono Mermail video for you guys, but unfortunately, with the way things ended up with that video, there's kind of a big error in it, and I had to take it down. So I'm sorry for not having a replacement video for you guys this week. Then Vincent summons his Cabazals and sets 5 back row, and ends. Eli opens with activating if he wasn't covering the card, activating a Gateway of the 6, and Vincent then chains an MST to destroy it. Eli then sets 3 back row and a face down monster. Vincent summons his Jurak Guaiba. Eli allows the summon. Vincent declares an attack and hits Eli's Kageki, dealing himself 300 damage. Vincent then overlays the Guaiba and the Cabazals for an Evolzar Lagia, to which Eli then responds with a Solemn Warning to negate Lagia's summon, bringing Eli to 6,000, while Vincent stands at 77. For Eli's turn, he special summons a Kizan, switches the Kageki to attack, attacks directly for 17 with the Kageki, bringing Vincent down to 6,000, and a direct attack also goes through with the Kizan, bringing Vincent down to 4,200. Vincent has nothing for his turn, so he passes. Eli then direct attacks again with Kageki and Kizan, bringing Vincent down to 700. Then on the main phase 2, Eli summons Kizan, which is the perfect play for it, because what he can simply go into is his Gaga Cowboy. And because Vincent stands at 700, this will actually inflict game damage unless Vincent can find a way to stop it. Vincent responds to the second Kizan with a Macrocosmos. It doesn't really matter. But Vincent tries to cut his own life points in half for a Solemn Judgment, and Eli cuts his own life points in half for a Solemn Judgment, and uses Cowboy's effect to seal the game. Game 2. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I really do like shorter videos. Maybe you guys do too. I don't know. So if you see in Vincent's hand, he's main decking a Pot of Avarice, which I find to be kind of a scary idea, especially where he's using Macrocosmos, unless he's siding in the Avarice and siding out the macros. But I'm not sure why he'd want to do that. I think we can see in his deck that there might be more macros. I'm not quite sure if he's added them out or not, but I don't know if you saw in his hand, there is a Pot of Avarice. Either way, Vincent plays his Rabbit and gets 2 Sabersaurs. He immediately overlays into an Evolzar Lagia, setting 2 back row and ending. Eli special summons Elder of the Six Samurai in defense mode. Then special summon his Grandmaster of the Six Samurai. Eli then sets 4 back row and ends. So you can also spot in his hand, Vincent has an MST and a Dark Hole. I cringe at this MST. Oh, I hate blind MSTing. Luckily, he hits a Rivalry, which doesn't really affect him because he wasn't going to summon another monster anyway. But if that had been an MST that he hit of Eli's, Eli would have made a very, very easy +1 on that. So it would have been pretty harsh to watch. Lagia attacks, a Dimensional Prison happens, and Lagia goes to negate it. However, Eli activates the Muscatani Magatama trap card. I think that's how you pronounce it. Please don't kill me if I'm pronouncing that wrong. It's a trap card that essentially, when an effect activates that would destroy a card while there's a 6 Samurai on the field, it's a counter trap, you can respond, you can destroy it. And because Lagia would have been destroying the Dimensional Prison, he can use that counter trap to destroy Lagia. It's an amazing trap card. Eli, on his turn, declares a direct attack against with the Grandmaster. And then on the main phase 2, normal summons his Kajamusha. He uses Grandmaster's effect. After a torrential, he uses Grandmaster's effect to add, I believe, the Kajamusha to his hand. Or the I didn't quite see it. I can't see it. Yes, it was Kajamusha to his hand. Vincent on his turn summons a Sabersaurus and attacks directly for 19. The life stands at 59 to 61. Eli uses the smoke signal, which is exactly why he went and did the he searched the Kajamusha, because now he can search out his Elder of the 6 Samurai. And he wants to maximize the amount of summons he gets because he has Gateway. So he activates Gateway. This would have been a good time for Vincent to have saved his MST. I think you could find like 5 different spots where that MST would have been better than when he used it. I don't like to criticize things, but MST is a big power card, and being at 3, you can use it very well and use it a lot. And unfortunately, it wasn't used particularly well in that play. So Elder is summoned, 2 counters go on Gateway. Kajamusha is summoned, 2 more counters on Gateway. Gateway's effect allows Eli to fetch his Grandmaster. He's going to special his Grandmaster and get 2 more counters. He's going to synchro with the Kajamusha and the Elder to summon Shien. 2 more counters will be added, and then Eli's going to remove those counters and search out a Kizan. And Eli's got a pretty big board at this point. So now Eli's going to special summon his Kizan, bringing him up to another 2 counters. The Shien's going to attack over the Sabersaurus, dealing 600. Kizan's going to attack directly for 2100 because of his effect. There are 2 other 6 Samurais. And the Grandmaster is going to attack directly for 2100, bringing Vincent down to 2100. Now, Vincent kind of has a Dark Hole, he has a Heavy, and he's got an Avarice. However, he doesn't have enough monsters to use the Avarice. Remember that he only has 4 monsters in grave and not 5. That is the bad part of running Avarice. You run a very low monster count because technically the 2 rescue rabbits you can count them as banished. They're not going to go to your grave. So you run a fairly low monster count for something like this. And unlike old Dino Rabbit, where you were all constantly pissing through, like you had 3 tour guides and Sangan and stuff, 3 rabbits, you had a lot more chances for things to be in the grave, and then you'd have more recycle opportunities. In this case, you don't. He only drew 4 monsters. And when you're running with decks with macro, you don't want to run a ton of monsters because you don't want all your shit to get banished. And this is his big conflict, is that using Pot of Avarice does have a backlash if you don't draw enough monsters to do it. Decks like Mermail and any deck with a high monster count, like any chaos-based deck, all those decks piss through their monsters really fast, so it's fine to use Avarice. I would never recommend any Dino Rabbit player, macro or not, to use this card. So, Vincent uses his Dark Hole to bait Shien's effect. He then activates Compulsory Evacuation Device to put Shien back in the hand. The extra deck, not the hand. And he sets 2 and ends. But Eli attacks directly with the Kizan for game. Alright, and that's the duel of the week. The last video's pack giveaway was App Helper 28. And if you want to win a pack of Cosmo Blazer, there's 3 simple things you have to do. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, and comment with an answer to the question of the week. And this week's question is, what Yu-Gi-Oh! Booster set from the last 5 years do you think has had the largest long-term impact on the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG, and give your reasons as to why that is. As always, please like, comment, and subscribe, and keep dueling, America.